Now we're ready to go. Okay? So, on, I want to say Tuesday, we gave you 5 steps to graphing a parabola. Okay? Because the parabolas that we're going to see are going to be in different form than the parabolas that we saw back in Algebra 2. Okay? Back in Algebra 2, they were in function type form. Okay? Where it was like f of x equals 2x squared minus x plus 6, or something along those lines. Okay? Those were the parabolas that you saw there. Here, you're seeing them in what's called vertex form, okay? Where you can see the vertex directly from it. You don't have to do that crazy opposite of b over 2a stuff that you've done in the past. Okay? All right? So, what was our first step on 2 for Tuesday, or Taco Tuesday, as I like to say? What was our first step to graphing a parabola? Identifying which way it opens. Okay? So, in order to identify which way that it opens, we need to do what? We need to look at 2 things. Which variable is squared? Okay? So, if it's x squared, which way? Up or down. If it's y squared, left or right. Okay? That's the first thing that we have to look at. Okay? What's the second thing we have to look at? On the non-squared side, right? Okay? On the non-squared side. Okay? Because we can't just say positive or negative on the x, because sometimes the x might be the squared side. Can't just say positive or negative on the y, because the y might be the squared one. Okay? So we're looking on the non-squared variable. So we got something that looks like this. We can either have x squared plus a positive y, x squared equals a negative y squared equals a positive x, or y squared equals a negative x. So let's work left to right. X squared, we said, was up or down, right? Okay? What? Should be x, yeah. Yeah. Guy can make one mistake. Okay. All right. So, x squared with a positive y. Direction of opening. Up. Right? Because up is the positive direction. Okay. X squared with a negative y. Down. Okay. Y squared with a positive x. To the right. And y squared with a negative x is to the left. Okay? So I'll give you a couple of seconds to write those down again. The more times you write something down, the better it is to go into long-term memory, which means the better you'll do on next Thursday's quiz, which means the better you'll do on the test is to be determined. No card worthy too. Sorry, I had a little cough there. Tickle in the back of my throat. Okay. What was our second step then from yesterday? Joseph?
Find the vertex.
Find the vertex, okay? And remember, because most of the time the things are going to be in parentheses, right? We need to think oppositely. Gotta think oppositely when we're finding the vertex. Okay. What was our third step? You gotta find the p-value, right? Okay? Because what's p? Get your mind out of the gutter. It's our distance.
From the vertex?
From the vertex?
Or the direct?
No. From the vertex vertex
To the focus.
to the focus and
The distance from the directrix.
vertex to the directrix, right? Okay. So the vertex is the midpoint between the directrix, which is a line, and the focus, which is a point. Okay. So we got to find that p-value, which gives us that distance. Okay. So 4p is the number in front of that non-squared variable. Okay. So we divide that number by 4, and that gives us our p value. Okay. And then p is the distance, vertex to focus, vertex to directrix. Okay. What was our step 4? And what is the width of the parabola? So it's 4p wide through the focus, okay? Which means I go 2p to the left or 2p to the right, or 2p up and 2p down through the focus, because it could be tipped on its side. Okay? So I remember the focus is the midpoint then of that width through the focus. And lastly, what did we do? Found the line of symmetry, the axis of symmetry, right? Okay. Now, again, do you have to do those in that particular order? No. Do you have to do some before you can do others? Yeah. Okay. But, you know what I mean? Because after you find the vertex, you have the axis of symmetry. Okay. You need to find the focus before you can find the width through the focus. You got time, Carson. Should have them from yesterday. I know. That's why I gave you the wink. Shh. You didn't even notice. Wait, Rena! Yes, it is. No. We'll say Monday. How's that sound? Monday sound good for you? Okay, Monday works for me too. What? You should have, but that's okay. People could hear all of our conversation.
I know.
Carson, you done yet? Okay. Let's graph this.
Yeah, we'll graph it now.
Boom shakalaka. Carson, I'm coming. Just relax. At the brakes, child. What are you gonna do? Just graph it freehand?
Yep. I graph all my stuff freehand nowadays, don't you know?
You go, buddy.
My name's Carson.
No problem. All right.
So,
So,
direction of the open.
talk to me here, gooses.
Why is
Well, I know, but it doesn't. It's this. You know, the line from the movie is not talk to me, geese.
You're right.
opens to the right?
You're right.
Hey, what? Do we agree with opening to the right?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Y squared, or y is squared, I should say, not y squared. Y is squared, and we have a positive for p value, so that to me says it's opening to the right.
I think you pointed it out.
Texas of verb. Matt, it is not 20, 0. Why is x 0?
Y is 0.
There's nothing attached to the x,
Oh,
okay, or subtracted or added to the x, okay? So then what's my vertex?
0,
0, 0, right? 0, 0. And the origin. What color was the vertex? Was that green? Nope, vertex was red. Sorry. Color coded. So nothing is attached over here. Nothing is attached to the Y. So we're good to go. So 0, 0. Bless you. Okay? Alright? How do I find the focus? Or, before I go on, is there anything else that I could find yet? P, you want to find P next?
Yeah.
Okay. What's P? Because 4P is equal to 20, so then P is 5. Okay. So my vertex is right here. We said that it's going to open to the right, which means then that my focus needs to be where? To the right. How many spaces? 5. So what's 5 spaces to the right? 5 is a number. 5 comma 0 or 0 comma 5? 5 comma 0. Remember, your focus is inside your parabola. Okay? So that's why we're going to the right with that. Which then means my directrix is which way? Left. No. Directrix is a line.
Oh, that's right.
My directrix is a line. Where is my line?
Or X.
X equals negative 5. Bless you. So that this distance here is 5, and this distance here is 5. Okay. What is the width of our parabola through the focus? Width of our parabola through the focus. 20. It's 4p. So that means from my focus, I'm going to go up 10 and down 10. Okay. 20 total, Carson. 20 total. So if I go up 10, then I can only go down 10 from there. Okay. Okay. Do I have enough information now to draw the parabola? Okay. Let's draw it in. Let's go. I'm going to make it be a little thicker and a little more colorful. I don't know what the pink's going to show.
Do that like green.
This one right here?
No, up.
This one? That one?
Yes.
This one. Okay. That's the one we're doing. We're going with that.
Yeah, nice. Look at how nice.
Hopefully that pops on the interwebs.
It doesn't. That's mine.
Okay, so then that leaves us, the last is the axis of symmetry. What is the axis of symmetry? Y equals 0. It's the line through the vertex and the focus, which is Y equals 0. make it pop. I'm hoping that it pops. Oh yeah.
Not really possible.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Kool-Aid Man. You guys ready to try one on your own now? Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it, Fuzzy.
If I didn't look at hers, why would I look at yours?
I don't know. You're a nice person.
Talk to me about the opening.
It's opening up.
It's opening up. Do we agree, everybody, that it opens up?
I agree, so everyone
Okay.
agrees.
The x is squared. The 4p is positive.
Yes.
So it opens up.
It goes up.
What is the vertex? -2, -3. What is my p value?
P equals 4.
So my distance is 4. If it opens up, that means then that my focus is up 1, 2, 3, and 4 from the vertex.
Yep.
So my focus is at the point -2, 1. Yes? That means then that my directrix is down 4 from the focus. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that gives me the line y equals -7. Yes? What is the width through my focus? Oops.
And then
My width is
that
16 through the focus. So that means
side.
8 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can now draw it's in. And the last that I have is my axis of symmetry. My axis of symmetry is going to be x equals -2.
Zach, did you get that off? I would have let you borrow my paper. I got it. I'll go.
Yes, ma'am. I just got one. Oh, you think you're me?
No, definitely not you.
I know, they broke the mold. And then they shot the mold maker. Oh, snap. How many more we got? Oh, yeah. One more. Last one. Let's do this.
Fully opulence.
Opening.
Opening. It opens to the left.
Left.
To the left.
Left.
Oh, no, I
To the
messed
left.
up.
To the left.
Do we agree with left?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's my vertex?
-1. One thought he could trick me there. This is where I get all sorts of messed up, man.
Agree?
Agreed.
What?
I should have gotten that. You're right.
Okay.
I just didn't.
What's my p value?
3/2. P equals 3/2.
So that's about 1.5, right? So if I open to the left and I go 1.5, that puts me right there for my focus, correct? Which is the point 1/2, comma, -1. I don't know if you picked up on that the last 2 years, buddy. But yeah, I'm a fractions guy.
How much are they going fractions about?
They're all about fractions. Yeah. Okay. Directrix then goes the other way, correct? So I'd go the other way 1/2, and that would put me at x equals 3.5, right?
Yeah.
So what is that? 7/2? What is the width of my parabola through the focus? 6. Which means I'm going to go up
3.
and down
Down 3.
3. Axis of symmetry is next, which is y equals -1. Okay? Questions? Part of it.